Dear community members, Shabbat Shalom. In the beginning of our Parsha, when Moshe is starting the speech to Am Yisrael prior to the entrance to the land, so naturally, in the Parsha, he rebukes them about Chet HaMeraglim. That makes a lot of sense. They're prior to entering the land, and the lessons from the sin of the spies, that is referring directly to the entrance to Eretz Yisrael, is very clear. Question is, why does he start first with rebuking them about the fact that they asked for judges and that they made him trouble, and because of that he had to appoint judges? Why is that so central? Many answers are given to that. I'll offer here one. Our sages made a relationship between three eichot, the word eicha. Moshe Rabbeinu says here that he had to appoint judges because they were making him trouble. Eicha esa levadi tochachem u'masaychem verivchem. How will I carry all of the burden of y'all when you're fighting all the time one with the other? Then there is what we read in this week's Haftarah, Shabbat Chazon. Eicha, Isaiah says, Eicha haita lezona kirya ne'emana. Isaiah is rebuking and mourning the fact that the people of Israel became so corrupt, so that Jerusalem became so corrupt and the society collapsed. And then the third Eicha is the one that, if we won't have the zchut that Beit HaMikdash will be built, we're going to have to read on Wednesday night, the Eicha, the Kinos, Eicha Yashva Badad. Jeremiah is mourning how the city of Jerusalem became lonely and destroyed. The question is, what is the relationship between these three? Our sages are connecting them. Now, the relationship between what we'll read in the Haftarah and what we read in the Megillat Eicha is very clear, straightforward. Because the society was corrupt, the ministers were stealing money and all this, bribery, etc., and not caring, not judging in a straight way the orphan and the poor. Okay, all of these things lead to a destruction of the society, and eventually we're going to exile and the Beit HaMikdash is destroyed. But why is the rebuke that is written in our Parsha, Moshe's complaint, Moshe rebuking Am Yisrael for having little fights that are causing him to appoint judges, how is that related? Apparently, as Rashi explains here, what happened is that they were very, very, what we call in Hebrew, katanuni. They were fighting about little things. They couldn't give in. Everything they wanted, what is the din Torah? Okay, maybe I'll earn $2 from this guy. I'll sue him. They were suing each other all the time for $1, for $2. They couldn't go lifni mishurat adin. Apparently, the Gemara says that the Beit HaMikdash, that Yerushalayim was destroyed. The Gemara says, Lo nechrava Yerushalayim, ela mishum she'emidu divreihem al din Torah, shelo danu lifni mishur asadin. Meaning, the fact that the people in Jerusalem were insisting not to give in. They were just fighting. They wanted the exact din Torah. Hello, you can go lifni mishurat hadin. You could go the extra mile. Maybe this guy owes you something, but why make fights over every little thing? So that's the torchachem u'masaychem verivchem. Rashi says further, they were also complaining about Moshe. If Moshe was staying home, they would say, why is he staying home? Probably he has all kinds of bad thoughts and plans about us. If he was going out quickly, they would say, oh, probably there are problems in his home. That's why he's going out. They were complaining about their leader, trying to find him in every corner. They were what we call in Hebrew katmaniyim, looking at little things, fighting between themselves, complaining over Moshe. This tendency, Sforno says in the Parsha, Sforno says, that's a big rebuke. You're now in the desert. It's only a temporary thing. Think about the vision. Think about the goal. We're going to Israel, to the land of Hashem. So now you have some property that's an interim situation, an intermediate situation. Why are you busy fighting about all of these things? This is only a temporary situation. Look at the vision. Don't look at the little things. These things echo what we're experiencing today. We all should get united for the big thing, to fight the corona. From right and left, everyone is busy in all kinds of little things of pitch of case. Why not get united for the big goal? That's how Sforno explains the problem of their complaining. And that apparently is leading to the destruction. It leads first to Isaiah, a society that each one sees himself as an individual, worrying about his dollar. He's worrying about his dollar, her dollar, whatever. If you're katnuni, if you're only looking about yourself and even your little things, and you're not being able to unite for one common big goal and vision, then that is leading to a society that is totally corrupt, and then it ends up with the destruction that Jeremiah is mourning over. Furthermore, Rab Chaim Sabato stresses that there is a similarity between the word that is appearing in our parsha and that appears in the keynote. It says, Moshe is saying, Eicha esa levadi, alone, and Jeremiah is saying, Eicha yashva badad, how Jerusalem was isolated. The isolation and being alone is the source of the sin and is also the punishment. Mida keneged mida. The punishment is a reflection of the roots of the sin, of seeing yourself as an individual and taking care and not being able to overcome some disputes and go the extra miles and unite for a big vision. As you know, I'm now in isolation, in quarantine. I have several days left. I think that the fact that the nature of this disease, of this plague, pandemic, is the fact that we are having to be separated, either very small minyanim or people in quarantine. That should ring a red alarm to us. Definitely in these days, the way I explained. Maybe it's a reflection of something that we need to fix. We need to try to overcome our natural tendency for egocentricity, for taking care of all of our little things, and not being able to unite together for a big vision. And if Bezrat Hashem, we will follow this way, and we won't chas v'shalom follow what's written in the Gemara that Jerusalem was destroyed because they were insisting on din Torah and not being able to go lifni mishurat hadin. We'll be able to unite towards a common goal and overcome our tendency to be isolated, meaning to look at our egocentricity, to look only at our own little interest. If we'll be able to do that, then Bezrat Hashem, and we'll be able to get away from this pandemic, unite, and have our big minyanim, and Bezrat Hashem, amen. Have a good Shabbos, Shabbos of Achdus and love. Shabbat Shalom.